Skagway. Halibut, fish and chips, Alaskan king crab, local beer. A train to White Pass, and the train is named White Pass as well. It's supposed to be one of the most scenic train drives in Alaska or in the whole of the USA. Obviously you can drive up here to Alaska, and some people do. White Pass and Yukon route established 1898. Yeah, that was the train. They call Skagway Gateway to Alaska. The scenic railway of the world. White Pass, Skagway, Car Cross, White Horse. Buy tickets here. The Gold Rush here started in 1896. Well after the California Gold Rush. And it triggered the Klondike Gold Rush of 1897-98. So the train was built for the people who were looking for gold. Skagway Mining Company, souvenirs, gifts, apparel. How far would you go to find your fortune? Well, many people did and died. Summer 1897, the gold rush has begun. With each boat that arrives, newcomers pour into Skagway on their way to gold fields more than 500 miles away. Skagway Brewing Company, established 1897, so pretty old. It's not a big town and it's entirely dependent on tourists. At least that's what it looks like. All the stores, all the shops, everything geared toward tourists on this street, main street. Protect our 100-year-old wood buildings. Okay, so they all survive from the gold rush times. And they look like it. The architecture, the totem poles. There is a lot of surviving old architecture, meaning from the Yukon Klondike Gold Rush. And here they are repairing one of the houses. And there is a plaque on the house. Let's have a look. Peniel Mission, 1900, restored by the National Park Service Klondike Gold Rush. And of course, Skagway t-shirt outlet right across the street. I don't see tons of people fighting for a t-shirt. Fish and chips, $22.99. Gold Rush potato, $27. It looks like the old town is pretty well preserved from the time of Gold Rush. Everything is the buildings from that time. And I'm pretty sure that the tourist industry helped to preserve them. I think the gold today is in the tourists, not in the gold. Apple tree so far north, cool. Very nice. In 1916, Dr. Keller in the Daily Alaskan began to promote Skagway's gardens in recognition of their importance to the community. Residents wanted to be self-sufficient and were successful. The Garden City of Alaska. Yeah, I can say I saw actually a very, very nice garden behind one of the inns and restaurants with fruits and vegetables. Old Gold Rush steam engine, and it looks like it survived. Not functional. I see some things that would need to be repaired, that's quite obvious. but still pretty nice that it survived over 100 years. Okay, let's go back to the main street. By the way, have you noticed that there is no traffic lights? How does the Alaska license plate look like? We don't see many of them in California. Nice, Alaska last frontier. Yeah, I guess that's fitting. And so far I saw stop signs, but I didn't see any traffic lights, and I guess there are none. Since I'm on Broadway, the main street, where else would the traffic light be? Well, I guess they don't need it. And there are some guided tours, and the lady is in the attire of the time. And she just said that only 4,000 people found any gold at all. So, not very high rate of success.
She's nervous. Folks, we might have to try a little bit harder, okay? We're going to practice those street walking moves, okay?
Skagway was a strategic point during the World War II because thousands of troops were stationed here. I don't know, defending the Pacific from Japan? Maybe. Okay, what trinkets do they offer here? Eagle, Northern Lights, Alaskan State Quarter replica, and so on. Oh, Alaskans are making fun of Texas. Isn't Texas cute? Yeah, because Texas is a huge state, but Alaska is bigger. You can see it right here. Isn't Texas cute? Oh, wow, wow.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Firearms prohibited. Well, this is what holds us in place. No anchor. We should be leaving at 7:30, and it is just about 7:30. They will remove the steps over there, or the ramp, and then we will be ready to sail to Tracy Arm. Here above us are lifeboats for all, what, 3,500 people on board, something like that. Goodbye, Skagway, Garden City of Alaska. We are out of Skagway, maybe an hour or so. It's almost 10 p.m. There is still light, and this is the longest fjord in America, I believe, about 90 miles long. There are mountains on both sides of the fjord, and extension of Andreas Fault runs right through the middle of this channel. We are in a fjord now, and you may ask, what is a fjord? Well, it's a type of bay, a long, narrow, deep inlet of the sea between high cliffs, as in Norway, and you may know it from Finland or Iceland. But there are some awesome fjords in North America, also specifically in Alaska, and we will be visiting, sailing one of them. A fjord is typically formed by glacier or glacier forces, and usually it's pretty narrow and long, and it's surrounded on three sides by the mountains. I don't know if you've noticed that some pieces of ice that are floating around the boat are
perfectly, beautifully blue. And the reason is the density of ice. The more dense the ice is, the more blue or bluer it appears to us. The fjord is named Tracy Arm after Secretary of the Navy from sometime at the end of the 19th century, I believe. And I think I mentioned the only way to get here is either if you have a hydroplane or on a boat. There is no road, no way to get here walking, or maybe it is, but you would have to be a really good hiker to get over the mountains and rivers to walk here. And as you can see, at the end of the fjord is the glacier, and it is a big deal for everyone. Everyone is on deck watching, and some people even went closer using the little boat from the ship we are on. And yes, you can do it if you want to pay a couple $100 for this little excursion, this little trip. But as I said earlier, I'm cheap. I will just zoom in and look through my lens. So let's enjoy the view for a little bit, and I hope you liked it. You liked this video, and thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. Take care and see you next time. Goodbye.